is a big milestone, because look at this thing.
Oh no, not this again. Tom, buddy, you've been living in here for 3 days. The subscribers are waiting for a video. You gotta get some work done. What do you need? You want some fentanyl? If I get you some fent, will you come out and work with me? Alright, buddy, I'll get you some fentanyl.
Hey guys, it's Tom's Refurb here. In this video, we're going to make some great progress on the F-Scalade, my 1964 Ford F100 on a 2004 Cadillac Escalade chassis. It's going to be a lot of work, so let's get to work. The next step of this process is to strip out everything from the F-250's interior. So I gotta get the seat out with its bolts that have not been touched in probably 60 years. And I gotta get out the steering column and pedals and all the stupid junk like that we don't need. These two tools will build this entire truck almost single-handedly. Believe it or not, I will use these for every single step of the way. Starting with what we're about to do right now. It appears I'm not lucky enough for the back seat to be rusted out and just ripped off. The reason I'm cutting everything and I don't care is that we're probably gonna have to cut the entire floor or most of the floor out and graft the Escalade one in, so look at this. I guess I will now test my luck on the back bolts and see if they come out. Wow, dude. Maybe this truck's just actually mint. It doesn't even need anything. This seat's coming out. Let's see how this floor is under here. Ooh, what? I thought this was long gone. That's actually kind of surprising. All right, well, it's actually for the other side, but. Oh, look at that. Dude. Nibble with gibbles. You guys hungry? It's actually kind of badass. I'm keeping this in the glove box. How often do you get a vintage chip bag in perfect condition? American Pickers, call me up. Something tells me it's full of dirt and the carcasses of small animals. Now I'm gonna go for the steering column and the pedals, hopefully in one shot. That would be nice and easy. It's not. E-brake. Out come the pedals and the steering column. Wiring. Battery box. Pinched my finger, but got the heater box out. Flux capacitor, or whatever this is out. I'm really hoping I can reuse this stock dash because it looks super cool, but there's also a chance it will not fit at all, so. Neatly and safely removed. Basically, all of the wiring gone. Before I start cutting, I need to do some measuring and some blueprinting just to make sure I don't cut too much and we can make this thing fit while saving most of the original sheet metal because I really care about originality. What I'm doing here is mapping out this truck's floor because as you can see it has these sort of steps to get into the cab and I would really like to keep them because I think they're cool, but I'm not sure if just cutting this floor out will be enough to fit over the Escalade frame. So I'm gonna measure all of this just to see, out of curiosity, if it will work. Just out here blueprinting, dude. I ain't need no computers. I'm basically creating measurements to see wherever it will sit on this silly little frame. I have now blueprinted most of the truck. Now I'm going to blueprint a little bit of the frame. After doing a shitload of measuring, I've already ran into the first problem, and that is the space between the center of this wheel arch and the front of the truck is about 10 inches smaller than on the Escalade. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to modify the frame of the Escalade just to accept this over the motor and everything. So we're gonna have to get rid of the core support, the radiator, all that stuff, and custom fit it elsewhere. I wasn't expecting to do that. Alright, this video is now taking a very unexpected turn. I did not plan to do any sort of mechanical work whatsoever. In fact, I didn't really hope to touch a single bolt anymore. But we are going to tear the entire front of this off. I'm going to take the core support off, rad off, all that crap in the way, and I might even cut the frame just so we can set that body on here and get a little gander at what this thing might look like. So I'm just going to disassemble all of this really, really fast. Go! In an effort to protect the computer and fuse block and everything like that from the weather, no, I'm not gonna remove it because I don't feel like it. I'm gonna put it all in this trash bag. And I'm gonna hope to God that it still works by the time I'm ready to start it back up. Which realistically will be quite a long time from now. But have no fear, because the trash bag is here. There we go, nice and tight. Hardly any weather is gonna get in there. And I will store this right here. And I think we've opened up enough space to do some slicing. Look at this. Look at all of this we have opened up. 2 hacks of the Sawzall. This thing's coming off. Saving us weight, saving us performance, saving us safety. Who needs that? So I'm just going to measure and cut evenly and just lop this whole front frame section off. And then we could probably start getting ready to set that body on this just for and giggles. I'm gonna be very accurate at this. Just kidding. I'm gonna measure 1 inch from these holes, which thankfully are symmetrical on each side, and I'm gonna just eyeball a line, and then I'm gonna try to cut on it.
That right there looks pretty straight.
Yeah, sure, good enough. Oh, this one goes right through the center of the grease mark. Look at that. See this right here? The automobile dismantler. We are now gonna start using this on a lot of metal. And by the end of this video, there will be an F100 sitting on this frame. All right, I cut inside my line by like 2 or 3 millimeters. So let me just mirror that perfectly on this side. Beautifully modified. Oh yeah, that's like a solid 40 pounds off the front of this. Weight reduction, baby. I cleaned up that edge so we don't accidentally send ourselves to the hospital from walking past this. Now, it is time to do some slicing and dicing on the F100 body. First, look at this. You can see that this thing is totally and completely rotted all over, and I'm not gonna try to repair any of that for aesthetics or safety. Instead, I'm just gonna cut out what's in the way of this sitting on that frame close to the ground. So that area is basically this entire floor pan in between these steps, and also the inside portion of these fender wells. So once all that's cut out, we should be able to just go take this thing and pop it right on that frame. Time to cut. I'm aware I can unbolt the fender liners, but do you see how rusty those bolts are? Why would I waste my time? more space made. Wow, those cuts look perfectly straight. I couldn't have done them better if I tried. Now for the floor pan, I'm gonna cut basically all of this out up to this point. I'm gonna leave these in because I think the steps are cool and they'll fit around the frame. And then I'm just gonna cut all the other rusty off. Hopefully sits on there real nice. Just in case it falls on the S10. Oh, yes indeed it is. Goodbye. Goodbye, silly floor pan. Don't worry, when we actually start building this, I'm gonna clean up all the little portions I just cut, get the old floor out of it. You know the jig. We are now at the very exciting turning point. That is the mock-up. We are finally gonna drop that body on this frame. But before we do that, we gotta move the frame and we gotta take care of those little 15-inch wheels. I'm getting rid of these, and actually probably the spacers too. And we will make way for exactly what I imagined. The 22-inch transport wheels. I'm hoping they're not too big. I might have to put 20s on it, but for now, these factory GM transport wheels should be perfect. Oh baby. I don't know if you noticed or not, but this is just like the sketch I did. Pause, did you know that you could buy t-shirts of the truck I'm working on right now on the tomsrefurb.shop website? Did you know you can literally go do it right now? And also, the stock I have right now is the only stock I'm ever gonna have, so if you want one of these, you better go get one. All right, I'll see you there. 3, 2, 1. Oh! That was fast. You know what to do. That's not that low anymore. I'm thinking we might need 20s, but this will work for now. Now let's move this over there. It's time, baby. It's time to finally make this baby. So let's do it. Not quite sure how cameraman and I are gonna muscle this together, but we are sure gonna try our hardest. First plan of action is get this back on the ground, which is gonna be tough because it's currently really dangerous and sharp and heavy. Number 1 rule of forklift safety, have fun. That went about how I expected it to. Well, I have only damaged it minorly. All right, now how will we get this on here? That is the second question of the day. Almost forgot some minor trimming, but took care of that. The cab is now loosely resting on the frame, and it looks pretty cool. Although the front of the cab is currently putting all of its weight on the back of the intake, which is made of plastic. But we're gonna ignore that and also try to lay the bed on it and just see how everything lines up. All right, I'm calling that a wrap for today. After a long day of sweating and toiling and cutting and almost hurting ourselves, we have the number 1 mock-up of the F-Scalade, the first ever. It needs to be lowered a lot more, and it needs smaller wheels, and it obviously needs to be built completely. But today is a big milestone, because look at this thing. The F-Scalade is gonna be alive, not real soon, but eventually. So stay tuned to the best damn automotive content on YouTube. I will see you soon, unless you want to see me sooner, in which case subscribe to the Patreon, but you knew that already. Also check out Speedy's Equipment, my exhaust company, and my merch site. I'll see you soon. Did I say that twice? Bye.